another video about Flicka. So this one is going to be on bidding for reserve. Now, I tried to record this earlier, but of course, something went wrong and whatever. So, first, you're going to go to the home page. You can do that by clicking this button right here, the Flicka at the top, and it just reloads you to the home page. Now you're going to go over to the left pane where it's all gray and go to bidding, then monthly FA bid right here. It doesn't let me, never lets me do that. I don't know why. I always try. One day. And then you're going to go to the month that you're bidding for. So you're bidding in September for the month of October. So you're bidding in September for your schedule that you're getting the month of October. Now you're going to go down to submit bids. Once that loads up, you will see this marvelous mess of like schedules and lines and a bunch of stuff that probably doesn't make sense your first time doing it. Now I'm on hotel Wi-Fi, so do not come for me. Don't. Mind your business. I'm just kidding. I'm on my hotspot and I'm at the end of my thing because I just recorded this whole thing. And anyway, so I can't say that. I have to delete that. Okay, anyway. So now you're going to be on this page. The first thing I want you to do before you do literally anything else is come here to where it says page 1 of 52 or one of however many you have. Click that, and I want you to have as many of these lines on your page that will fit in this little section right here, this middle section. I chose 10 because that's what fits, and it just makes it cleaner and easier to see. You're probably going to start out with 5 or less, but listen, get it like this. It makes it a lot easier to see more at once. Then I want you to go to display, and you're going to come down here to this line where it says show reserves first, show relief first, and default, and I want you to pick show reserve first. Now you just graduated, so you don't have a schedule, you don't matter, okay? You're gonna pick reserve because you are not getting a line. I don't care what anybody's told you in the past. Those flight attendants and pilots that are like, oh yeah, I got a line in like a month after I graduate, they're lying. Okay, they're lying. You're gonna pick a reserve line first. Then, everything else in this doesn't matter to you yet. Focus on picking a reserve line because that's what you're gonna get. And then go down to apply. Holy heck, I hope I'm still recording. So once you do that, it'll reload and it'll show you all these R's and LCRs and SCRs. You're gonna love this. So LCR right here means long call reserve. SCR means short call reserve. And then you're gonna see that there's a 5 a.m. in front of short call reserve. That is considered reserve 1. That's why there's just the R, there's nothing else after the R. Reserve 1 is the first option for reserve. So that's the 5 a.m. reserve. Then you have this beautiful 10 o'clock a.m. short call reserve that is signified by an R2. That's a beautiful thing as well. If you want that 10 a.m. reserve, you do that, and I want that for you too. So all these R's after that is how many days you're on reserve, including this first one that shows you the time that you're on reserve, and the type of reserve. Now, since you're new and whatever works for your lifestyle, you're going to either want to pick the 5 a.m. or 10 a.m. reserve. Long call reserve, just leave that alone. Okay, just leave that alone right now. If you don't see what I'm seeing here at the top right now, like all this 4-in-1s, ignore that. We'll get to that, okay? Just pretend like it doesn't exist because it doesn't. Another thing I do want to point out is that these little question marks right here are your bestie. anything I don't explain in this video as far as what's on this page, I promise you just clicking that question mark is going to explain more than I could ever get into in this short video. And it's going to tell you things like, if you were to click this one, it'll tell you what every single button on this blue line means and what it's for and where it's going to take you, and it'll solve all your problems in life, I'm sure. So now we're going to move on to right here. It's going to say sort for you. Right now it says sorted because I recorded this video already for you gracious people and everything went to shit. So whenever you click sort, you're going to see this page. It is line sort preferences in basic mode. So this is whenever you only have one preference, one caveat that you want to give the company, like this is something that I want to have. So let's say you really want weekends off, which I personally think is a pipe dream and you should let that go and accept defeat, especially if you're commuting. It's not a rational thing. But again, this is just a video to tell you the basics. What you choose depends on your lifestyle, whatever you have going on, and what works for you. Anyhow, so you want weekends off every weekend. You don't care what's happening. That's what you want. Then you're going to come down here to the sort order and you're going to do most to least. So most weekends off to least weekends off is what you want to see on this page right here. It's going to reload real quick. Boom. You see every single schedule that has weekends off. And right up here, remember those numbers I was talking about? This is, how many weekends that you will get off depending on what schedule you choose. Now, like I said earlier, you are reserved, so you want to head over to the reserve schedules. Boom, look at that. We're starting to see reserve. So this one right here is a reserve schedule, short call reserve. It has 3 weekends off in this reserve bucket. So let's say, for example, that just works for you. You want those 3 weekends off. This is like your ideal schedule and the one that you want first. You're going to go ahead and click that, and then it's going to show up right here on this line of your bid sheet. This is super important, and I want you to write this down and like stick it somewhere or commit it to memory. You want to fill as many of these as you possibly can, because there is a machine that is picking out your schedule for you, and it is going to give your number 1 to somebody else that is more senior than you if they want it. So you want to make sure you want your number 2, your number 3, and so on. Really badly, or like you're okay with a couple things not being there, or you're like, okay, this is what I'll take if I don't get anything else. Make sure as many of these are filled as possible. To do that, you're going to go back over to the sort button, and yours will probably say sorted now, and you're going to go through and switch to advanced mode. Switching to advanced mode allows you to do more with your schedule. So let's say you want to plan something, like I'm planning my engagement party. Let's say I want my engagement party to be, holy shit, I don't even know. Let's say my engagement party is going to be the 12th of October to the 14th of October. I swear to God, I want those days off. I need those days off even. So I'm going to make sure that those are there. I'm going to make sure it says most or least. And in this filter option, with that date range, they're going to be like, okay, you need at least how many days of this off, or no more than how many days of this off, or between how many days of this off. So boom, apply. And then let's say along with that, I want consecutive days off, to see if I can find a schedule that has those days off that I selected, the 12th to the 14th of October for my engagement party. I'm going to press apply, and doing that will bring up all the schedules that have these 2 criteria. So of course it's going to bring up lines first, because lines just they kind of work better for those really specific schedules because they're able to work flights around you. But again, you don't get those until you're much more senior. So don't bet on it for a little bit. Now, I'm gonna check that I'm still recording. Okay, so just a quick review of everything. Make sure that you come here first and get rid of, or add as many lines as you want. Go here second. Make sure that you have reserve selected first to show up on this area of the page. Then you're going to come here and sort out the schedule that you want ideally. And then you're going to come here, click on that schedule so that it shows up over here on your bid sheet. Once you've done all the schedules that are ideal to your schedule, you're going to make sure you come back, sort again, remove some things that you can do without, and then you're going to come through again, pick out whatever schedule works for you, and then you're going to remove whatever you can do without, and just keep going on like that until you get to the point where there's nothing else and you're just going through the bids with nothing sorted and selecting what works best for you, trying to fill in as many of these spots as possible. Now, I'm not going to click it now because I actually haven't even built my bid yet, but you're going to click submit bids right here, and that'll be the end of it. I'm sure some pop-ups will come up or whatever may happen, but that's how you do it. Additionally, to kind of go over what's over here, even though you can find more information on all these buttons in this little question mark, I'm going to go over this one that I'm sure. What the fuck was that? That I'm sure you guys are going to be super excited about. And it is additional bid options. Now, for additional bid options, you can buddy bid. This works more when you have a line, but I mean, you can try to do it now, see how it goes. But there's that little question mark again if you have any additional questions on this. But buddy bidding just is a way so that you can fly with somebody that you really want to fly with. Now, because I did all this sorting and stuff, it's not going to pull anybody up, but like, let's say I didn't sort anything at all. You get to like that group of choices where you're like, okay, I'm just picking things that I have no preference and I'll take whatever I can get. Maybe you can add this to your preferences as people that you want to fly with. You're not always going to get to fly with them, but if something works in the reserve god's favor and they're like, okay, we're going to let you fly with your bestie to, I don't know, Nashville or Jacksonville or wherever it may be on this date, then they'll buddy you up with that flight attendant. And that's all I can think of as of right now to help you out with, but please ask questions in the comments. I, along with a few other flight attendants that work here, are really like getting together on answering questions and trying to make this something that a lot more people use. Of course, it's not going to be as relaxed or whatever, but the first video, they were kind of disappointed that there were no questions in the comments. So if you do have any questions, big or small, ask them in the comments and we will do our best to try to answer them. If I can't answer it myself, I'm gonna shoot it right over to them. They have the notifications for my YouTube, so they're able to help answer too. Just let me know. Don't be afraid to ask or call me up anytime if you have my number. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.